Great, and this is such an important program, and we're going to talk about this more and more and more. It's about your destiny defined. Where do we start? And to me, just quickly to recap, it's great to start with your design. Do you know your design? Do you know where you are? Do you know where you're going? But I want to go a step further. I want to go into career preferences. You're sitting in the world of work and you ask yourself, but if I need to start, if I need to apply even for a job, where do I start? And I want to take you through this discussion so that you know exactly what to do. But I want to go a step further. Think about people who are at the end of their life. If you ask them, do you have something to share with us? Or what are the things that they want to share with us? And one thing that I've heard is about, they keep on telling they have not spent enough time with the people they love. And I want to ask you the question, think about this, and I want to use in a story. Something happened with me. I was lecturing at the business school, and I've asked specifically a lady making tea. I said to her, is this a job or is it a calling? And she said to me, what do you explain to me? I said, I'm going to ask you from time to time to make another cup of tea, but if you don't like it, it's okay. It's okay. And she said, yes, I will do it for you. And often as I walk out of my room, I walk into my room and I ask myself, okay, what's the next step? And I realize there's another cup of tea. But a couple of months later, at the end of the year, I said to myself, I just love this person. But how do I reinforce it? How do I just keep on telling her thank you? And I asked my secretary, is it possible that I can see her in my office? What happened the next day? As she walked into my office with a little bit of anxiety on her face, she asked me, what is wrong? I said, no. I've watched the way you've done your work. Even the way that you are making tea. There's something special. This is not just a job. There's something deeper in you. So what happened? The next moment I explained to you the reason why I don't want tea. Today, I want you to take a seat. Is it okay if I serve you with a cup of tea? And the reason why I'm telling you this story, do you love what you're doing? Because a lot of people, when they're getting older, said, I've missed it. Or people saying to us, I have not, I did work that I don't really enjoy. Now imagine you working 70% of the time you're in the workplace. In the morning you're moving up, you're going back, but you don't enjoy it. Something is wrong. Now, I know today we're going to discuss a very, very topical issue. Mario, there's no work outside. It's, I'm unemployed. I just need a job. And today I'm going to help you. Where do we start with this? And then you will find a third group of people that say, well, listen, and specifically dying people are saying, I have not made a difference. And today I want to explain to you where do we start and why is it so important that you keep this in mind. So and specifically work in areas you really enjoy and you can still make a difference. But let me explain to you, what do I see in the current world of work? What is it that I'm asking myself about? Why is it so important? Why are people unhappy? Now I want to ask you the question, are you happy in the workplace? Yes or no? And it's possible that you're saying, Mario, but I don't have a choice. And I'm saying you do have a choice because you're going to spend there a big portion of your life. And by the way, I don't want you even to retire one day because you must keep on learning until the day you die. But let's talk about your work. How do we make decisions? What are the typical career areas? Now, I'm going to share with you these examples because today I want to explain to you where does it all fit and why is it so that I don't want you to make a difference, that I want you to make a difference, because that to me is very important. So if you're looking at career areas, one of the first things that I see a lot of people, they're making career decisions based on money. Where can I get the biggest money? Now, let me explain to you something, and I'm going to say something controversial here. You don't solve financial problems with money. You said, no, come on, I don't follow you, Mario. Let me repeat, you don't fix financial problems of money. Because why are you in that position? What went wrong? So the first biggest career struggle is all about money, money, money. Sometimes there's greed, there's pride, or there's just plain ignorance. So, and what is ignorance? When you follow this career direct approach, when we train you in these techniques, you will understand your personality, you will understand your interest, you will understand your skills and your values. And I want to repeat this. This is something that you can do. Doesn't matter which part of the world you are. We can train you. You can get involved. You can start doing these type of things. So what are we saying? Let's look at the next example, career struggles. Are you sitting in the right job? Yes or no? And if you're sitting in the wrong job, what are you going to do about it? How long are you going to still stay there? And I know it's not easy. Because remember what we said, we're living in a world today that people are making a difference. Your job is not your calling is not your job. And I'm saying no, no, no. We need to connect it. We need to get that right. Because it doesn't matter where you are, you can still make a U-turn. You can still turn it around. But you need to ask yourself, where are you right now? I'm also like a medical doctor. I want to use that example. You need to start by asking yourself, where are you right now? What is wrong? Let's look at all your skills and your abilities, and then you put a map together in terms of the next 5 or 10 or 15 years. And I know, because sometimes you are sitting in a job, you are successful, but then you move on. There's sometimes struggles, there's a lot of pain, there's failures and all these type of things. And how do we move through all these different cycles? Because at the end of the day, I want you to be significant. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to have fun. I want you to really make the difference. Because if you know your job, you can make such a big difference. But sitting in the wrong job, I know there's a lot of stress, there's even a lot of anger, there's disappointments, there's even problems like productivity problems at the end of the day. So what are we saying? Career preference in the next session, I'm going to help you. How do you define this? How do you work through this? Where do we start? Because not only about you, you need to understand the design of your job, also the design of your immediate senior. Because knowing these type of things, it's going to help you. Because I love what I'm doing here. And I want to use a good example. I'm also on radio. I've done about more than 300, 400 presentations, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. And the question is sometimes, Mario, why are you doing this? And I say, I love what I'm doing because I know we can make a difference. In my life, I ask myself the question, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? And it was clear when I put my mission statement together, I said to myself, after praying and asking the Holy Spirit to guide us, I'm trusting God to do what? To use my coaching as well as my assessment skills to equip people, doesn't matter where they are, if it's in Africa, brilliant. To do what? In stewardship, as well as family, as well as in the business. You see, this to me is clear, and it doesn't matter where I am. I want to use another example. I was sitting in a plane one day, and I always loved to be in the aisle. My brother-in-law was sitting in the window seat, so there was a seat in the middle open. And as I was sitting there, the next moment somebody was walking, and I realized he's going to be in the middle seat. So when I look at him, I say, well, you are very lucky, because what's going to happen? You've got a pastor on the left-hand side. You've got a business consultant on the other side. So we're going to give you advice from both sides, and I know you're going to enjoy it. You see what I mean? That is what life is all about. You can make the difference. I share with you my story about what happened in Kenya. I've also done some lecturing in Ghana. The guy said, you are Dr. Butswara. That's a Swahili name. And he said, we want to give you another name. And I said, what's going to be my name here in Ghana? And the guy said to me, Dr. Abranti, and then said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, well, you're the young one bringing in some lovely new energy. And this is why I'm saying is, you're sitting down, you're sitting in the plane, what do people see? Is it your job, or is it only something that you do back at home? No. And then my last example being back in Botswana, where the guy said to me, yes, we're going to give you another name. You're going to be also Dr. Magotsi here. And again, I asked him the question, and the feedback was, yes, you are bringing the spark. So what are we saying? We're living in a world that we need to understand our career, we need to understand our career preferences. And in the next session, I'm going to talk, and I'm going to to help you to understand, is it a doing job? Is it analyzing? Where do I need to be? And specifically, if you're sitting there and you've got a young son and daughter, so listen, Mario, I don't know what to do with this son or this daughter. How do we help them? Yes, I want to help you. I want to help your nation to use this powerful technique of Career Direct so that we can make a difference. So, why is it all about? It's all about your destiny, knowing who you are, where you're going so that you can make the difference. So I want to say, let's take a short break. I will be back, but in the meantime, keep on reflecting on the things that we have discussed so far.
Do we understand these different seasons? We try our best to help people to be successful. As people move on with their lives, there is a desperate need to move on to the season of significance. In our research on managerial degeneration and self-neglect, we have found that managers easily understand the importance of strategic thinking and when to have team-building sessions with their staff, but often fail to apply those same processes in their own lives. Use your willingness and obedience now. Start your journey to be a facilitator today. When trained as a facilitator, you will have the opportunity to serve people in a very unique way. We are keen to take you through this wonderful training. Let the rest of your life be the best part of your life.
So far, we've discussed on this journey, why is it happening that a lot of people are unhappy? What are the typical career struggles? What are the impact of things like career mismatching? Now, you can think about yourself. If you are flying and your pilot or the captain is not competent, are you going to carry on flying? Or this person said, listen, I want to be honest with you. I failed my last touchdown. So, but again, let's enjoy the flight. You know, hey, you cannot carry on. So you're going to stay. So listen, now, thank you very much. Well, let's hope this time, this touchdown is going to be. And he said, no, you know what I mean? Now, imagine you're sitting in the workplace. You're not enjoying it. You're not having fun with it. You're not giving your best. You cannot even share your story. You cannot even share your testimony. You are moaning and you are complaining. And then what I've also noticed, a lot of people are sitting in the workplaces, not blessing their organization, not, thanking them, but rather complaining and talking negative. So what's going to happen? I know this principle of sowing and reaping. That's what's going to happen. So one of the first things that you need to know is to understand, but I'm going to help you. How do you make a U-turn? I know it's not easy. Where do we start? What if you're sitting in the wrong job? What if you're studying, but you are sitting in the wrong field? And it's costing a lot of money, and you need to start saying we need to turn it around, because otherwise you will sit down, you will not enjoying it, and you're not going to have a huge impact on the world today. So we call it like mismatching. And the reason for mismatching is all about ignorance. We don't know where to start. I want to use my good example. I was lecturing in Ghana, and the guy said to me, Mario, how do I use this information? There are millions of people outside, and we've put an assessment together where we can assess you, and it's free, it's available in different parts of the world, so we can look at where you are, so we can look at your preferences. So if it doesn't matter where you start, but let's start looking at your preferences, because otherwise there's going to be lots of struggles. So let me give you a good example. In life, you are sometimes, we call it, you are in a doing job. Some of us are doing something. Now, I'm not sure about you, but my fingers, I don't think I'm so great. But I'm not going to feel bad about it, because a doing job is something about outdoors. It could be agricultural. It could be very, you are very mechanistic, and you can also, you are like a mechanic and these type of things. You can do these type of things, but you're practical with your hands. You can do it. You can fix it. Now, I'm married for the last 39 years. So I'm going to tell you a story. My wife asked me one day, please just fix something. And I realized that's not me. So if there's something wrong with the car, and I want to share with you a beautiful, wonderful story. It made so much impact on my life. My father was on the other side. He was far more practical. If there's something wrong with the car, able to fix it. And I was still very young and smart and energetic with a lot of, let's call it, knowledge. And one day I was standing next to him and there was something wrong with my car. And instead of asking him for advice, I was like, no, today I'm going to fix this. So I was standing there and my father was standing a little bit away from me and he was looking at me. And at one stage I was frustrated and I said, listen, please help me. So he looked at me and he looked at the car and he said, son, for this, you don't need a qualification. Let me help you to fix it. And by the way, I was standing here the whole time. Why did you not ask me? That made such a profound impact in my life. Why is it so? Because our Heavenly Father is standing next to us. We want to sort out our career and our preferences, and we don't even want to ask Him. Something is wrong, please. And I want to say this, if you don't know where you are, if you are sitting, you are not doing job, it's okay, but do it with excellence wherever you are and what you do. So that to me is very important. The second career preference is all about helping. Helping is about, say, animal care. It's about service. A lot of people are in the helping type of industry in the business, and they just, you can see it. I'm thinking of, for example, while I was flying from Johannesburg, somebody was in our toilets cleaning up the toilets. And he was like, welcome to my dining room. And I looked at him and said, hey, where are you coming from? Dining room. Is this possible? But look at his impact. He said, well, this is my dining room. So that to me is very important. So that's what we call it's a helping career. But there are also, remember we've discussed now doing and helping. Then there's another one, influencing. In other words, people are in education, religious, counseling. They love in management and sales and law and all these type of things. So if this is who you are, or you're sitting in the other side, so hey, you're talking language, I just love it, but I don't know where to start. Please, we're going to remind you at the closing side how you're going to get involved. So you're sitting in a job that I'm saying it's education. This is lovely. But let me explain. You will get teachers, and they often do it as a job, not as a calling. And you will see it. Doesn't matter where you are. You can see it. Is it a job or is it a calling? And I'm saying don't split the two, because it can make such an impact if you combine the two, and you can have such a wonderful story about the future. Then there's people who are analyzing. People who are analyzing, they're looking at jobs like financial, also in the computers. They are just brilliant. And what are we saying? They love to work with data. Not necessarily always people, and this is fine. Let them do it. Don't change them. This is a way that God created. So this thing that we discuss, career preference, we're talking about a word that's your godly design. God put you on earth for a reason. And a lot of us, we don't understand this. And if we don't understand this, we're doing a job, we think, is there anything in this job? And I'm saying, no. I want you, if you think about that verse, Psalm 86, I want an undivided heart. Also an undivided heart in terms of my future, my career, my destination. So that's very important. So that's a very important career preference. Why is it so important? Because when you highlight these type of things, you're looking at things like, is it analyzing? And I want to repeat, is it about doing job? Is it about influencing? These are very important. It's about helping. It's about doing job. Very, very important to help you to understand your design. And then you've got the last group of people, or we call it expressing. They are writing skills, performing, communication, artistic. Now, I want to use my example. A father of 3 sons. I've studied at the business school, completed the MBA, and then I've done my assessments of my 3 lovely boys. And I realized the first one said, Dad, while I was lecturing at the business school, I'm not going to make use of your perks. I want to be a graphic designer. Yes, today he's a graphic designer, photographer, and his wife is a fashion designer. The second son, I thought, well, maybe he's going to follow me up and also doing an MBA. And he said, Dad, I want to be a film director. And I said, son, where does this fit in? And then I realized, Mario, you know this topic. Let them focus and let them do according to their design. And then I thought, maybe the third son, and again he studied, and he's an editor today. Now, why I'm saying this, I'm sitting a lot and working with people where lots of unhappiness. They want to pass on this generation to the second and the third and the fourth generation, this family business. But there's no one who's going to take over. There's nobody, and you cannot force it. This must be your godly design. And I want to use another example. I've helped so many people who are getting married, and I'm saying, do you understand his or her design? Do you understand this person's career preferences? Maybe you love adventure. Maybe this person say, no, I want to be on my own. I want to work with my computers. You know what I mean? Hey, please, why is it so? You've got your own GPS, and your significant other's got your own another GPS. It's not going to work out because, and I want to use the example, you've got to have one flesh. You've got to be one together. God is putting the two of you together to have such an impact in the ministry in the world today. You need to play together. You need to work together. Very, very important. So what are we saying? Career preferences? And I want to challenge you. Are you sitting in the right design? Have you ever done an assessment? It's not too late. You can still make a U-turn. But what I want to repeat, this is not something only about knowledge. I want you, and I want you to follow me. If you are uncertain today and you said, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, I want to ask you, please use your knee mails. And I know now that you've listened to me, said, hey, what is that all about? I'm saying your knee mails. Because sometimes if you look at your career preference, I don't know where to start. But your knee mails is down on your knees. Because why? Prayer is the most powerful, cost-effective, underutilized tool. Let me repeat that. Prayer is the most powerful, cost-effective, underutilized tool. So if you're sitting today and you don't know where to start, you know your career preference, you don't have a faintest idea, you're sitting with your child, they are homeless, they're unemployed, they don't know where to start. I'm saying, please, it's your time to make that difference. It's your time to make sure about your career preference. And my job today here is not just to talk to you about these topics. I want you to get involved, because if we can put every person through this career design, understanding your career direct, we can make such an impact in the body of Christ. And I know there's not going to be so much conflict and misunderstanding, because the reason why you are in your design, you are following what God asked you to do. You are following that, because that to me is very important. But I want to close. I want you to start thinking about it. We're going to have a short break, because the ball is now in your court to apply these type of things that you've learned so far. Yes, it's now time for you to get involved, and I want to repeat a couple of things that I've said so far. Listen, let's keep on focusing on the solution. I don't want you to always looking at the problem. I want you to look at the difference and understand the difference of a job and a calling. It's about success, but it's also about significance. I want you to be that faithful servant where you are, so that you can make that difference in your career. I want you to be a reformer. I want you to be a change agent and understanding your destiny. I want you to be committed. I want you to be, a lot of people say, I want to be happy. And I'm saying, but you need to work on these type of things. If you really want to be happy in your destiny, I want you to not having a me focus always done, but have a he focus. So what are you going to do with this information? Are you going to keep it for yourself? Are you going to, repeat it by saying, this was a brilliant session? I said, I actually don't want to hear that. I want to hear the following things. I want to hear things like, Mario, now that I've listened to you, this is what I've heard so far. The second thing is, this is what I think about this. Thinking about it, it makes sense, and what is making sense. I want to ask you, the next one is, what will you do about this? What are you going to do about this? And then finally, now that you've heard all this stuff, how is it going to change your prayer life? Because I want you to be in destiny. I want you to hear the word faithful servant. But you're sitting in the other side saying, Mario, that's not me. I'm not there yet. And I want to say again and again and again, it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish the race. It's not too late. You can still make a turnaround. It is possible. And when you're going to make a turnaround, you know where to start, you know where to go. Even if it's the next year or only in the next 10, 15 years, hey, if we can get you excited, if you can get involved, and I want you to be involved. I want you to be involved, because if you're going to be involved, you can train 10 or 15 other people, and you can be such a wonderful inspiration, even if for the youth, for the church, where you are in the business. I'm here to train you. I don't want to keep this intellectual knowledge for myself. I want to assist you. I want to help you. I want you to roll it out so that you can make the difference. So I want to again close with two famous things, and you will hear it. I want to close with my destiny blessings, and hear what I'm saying. May the Lord bless you in your destiny with a lot of ability and abundance, so that you're able to do this. May the Lord make His angels go with you. May the Lord give you a clear direction, a very clear direction, so you know exactly what to do. So I want to close by saying, let the rest of your life be the best part of your life. And I want to repeat this. Let the rest of your life be the best part of your life. You can do it. Keep on making a difference. God bless you.